News 13 Inside Las Vegas begins now.
Developing news tonight, hazardous material crews and the EPA are called to the scene of a toxic chemical spill. Right now, it's near a busy commercial part of town. And right now, crews are trying to clean up the potentially dangerous mess. Good evening, I'm Ken Hamilton.
And I'm Kathy Ray. An estimated 500 gallons of this material spilled just after 9 o'clock this evening at a warehouse near Sahara and I-15. News 13's Dave Malkoff is standing by live. Dave, what kind of chemical is this?
Well, Kathy, neohexane is the name of the chemical. It was originally used as an aircraft fuel additive, but a company around here called Creel Printing uses it to clean off their prints, to clean off their printing presses. Now, what happened was it was on a loading dock, and somehow one of those barrels spilled 250 gallons of this stuff. Now, they tipped the barrel back over, but it was already too late. Crews tell us that neohexane is flammable, and if it gets into the sewers and mixes with the gases down there, it could explode. So what they did was they locked down the entire area, and this is mainly an industrial area, if you know this area, but it is near a big strip club down here, which is open 24 hours. So crews went in there and gave the patrons a choice.
Metro went in there, gave them the choice, either everybody leave now and where we could escort them all out at one time, or else stay for the duration. It's going to take several hours to clean up, and I think actually the patrons opted to stay.
Now, right now the spill has been contained. The EPA is here to clean up this spill. Now, about 30 people, we are told, were at the printing press at the time of this spill, and no one was hurt inside there, so it will take several hours for the EPA to clean this up, so this area is still in a lockdown. That's Dave Malkoff reporting for News 13 inside Las Vegas.
Okay, Dave. Now, the hazardous material crews are dealing with a chemical that's an irritant to our lungs, skin, as well as eyes. Neohexane targets the central nervous system. When exposed for a short term, people can experience nausea, vomiting, headache, and symptoms of drunkenness. And for those who work with it, protective clothing is required. Now, the Clark County Fire Department's hazardous materials crew is called out to scenes like tonight's. Specialized equipment like this lets them know almost instantly exactly what they're dealing with. Firefighters have to suit up in special uniforms, as you see right there. Then they work as quickly as possible to keep the danger out of your neighborhoods. Once again, crews have contained the neohexane spill. Now the EPA is working to clean it all up. It could take several hours. Ken.
Now, all of this is happening in an area where construction crews are already working this weekend. Tonight, this part of Sahara is already closed for utility work and construction on I-15. The area will remain blocked off to traffic until Monday morning. Tonight, we still don't have a president-elect, and we won't have one at least for 2 more days. The Florida Supreme Court has told the Secretary of State there that she cannot declare a winner tomorrow like she'd planned. As ABC's Carla Wohl explains tonight, today's developments bring a victory in the courts for Al Gore.
Throughout the night, absentee ballots were counted in Broward County and in Arcadia and Duval, and there were problems.
We had some that came back and they weren't signed, but they were witnessed. We had some that came back that were signed and no witness.
The Secretary of State had planned to announce the total and certify the vote Saturday, but the state Supreme Court has put the brakes on.
She is enjoined until further order of the court from certifying the results of the election.
A big win for Vice President Al Gore.
This election is a matter that must be decided by the will of the people, as expressed under the rule of law.
And a disappointment for Governor George W. Bush, who came back to Austin after an earlier lower court decision that seemed to put the election within his grasp.
We remain confident that for all of the reasons discussed by the trial court in its 2 opinions, the Supreme Court will find that the Secretary of State properly exercised her discretion and followed the law.
While the court deliberates, the hand counting will continue in Palm Beach and Broward counties and soon in Miami-Dade, where they have now voted to do a full hand recount. The state Supreme Court justices will spend the weekend reviewing legal papers. Afternoon, they want to hear from both sides. Then perhaps they'll issue a decision that will finally bring this election to an end. Carla Wohl, ABC News, Tallahassee, Florida.
Besides Florida, New Mexico is the only other state without a declared winner tonight. But today, counties in New Mexico sent complete unofficial results to the Secretary of State there. They give Gore a lead of 481 votes. New Mexico carries only 5 electoral votes, so it's not enough to push either candidate to victory.
A Las Vegas fire captain is finally back home after an accident that nearly claimed his life 2 months ago. Earlier this evening, our Dave Malkoff attended the welcome home party for Captain Nathan Pahacek.
I went from death's door to my own door in 2 months.
And there 2 months, Nathan Pahacek can hardly remember. 1 second he's driving in his neighborhood, the next thing he knew,
I lost all track of time. I woke up and I thought I was in dreamland. I didn't know. I was in so much pain. I didn't know if I was shot or what the hell happened.
According to police, the captain was hit by a drunk driver. His insides were ripped out of place. He broke his clavicle, his scapula, his hand, and his ribs.
I believe a total of 27 times. Several ribs had like up to 3 breaks in them.
After the accident, Pahacek's own firefighter buddy saved his neck literally. It's still broken, and now doctors may have to fuse his neck back together.
They're going to tell me if I need a fusion in the C1, or I can take the stem thing off, or I can wear it for a few more months till it actually heals a little better.
Nate is now his family's reason for Thanksgiving dinner. They have a lot to give thanks for.
That he's here with us today and able to be at his home with his family and friends. It's only thanks to prayer.
Thanksgiving at home. I didn't know if I was going to make it or not. They were telling me yes, telling me no. But as of last week, they said yes.
The medical halo makes it a little hard for Nate to sleep, but his survival makes sleeping a little easier for his family. Dave Malkoff, News 13, inside Las Vegas.
Now, the accused drunk driver is 33-year-old Dorian Giba. Police say he failed a sobriety test after the accident. The Pahacek family expects this case to go before a judge in April.
More details tonight about a Flight for Life helicopter crash that sent 3 crew members to the hospital. Turns out authorities are now not blaming the driver of a car near the scene in Pahrump. First reports indicated the pilot was trying to avoid a car in the landing space, but investigators say the driver was actually trying to get to the side of the road. The pilot may have overreacted with the chopper crash landing on its side. New information tonight about a story we first brought you last night on News 13 at 11. 2 men face criminal charges for trying to rob a house where a Metro police officer lived. As News 13's Tina Elliott explains tonight, one suspect claims he had no idea what his friends were planning.
They got me here for something I didn't do. I didn't do it.
18-year-old Antonio Mitchell is behind bars, charged with attempted robbery with a deadly weapon. 18-year-old Chester Johnson faces the same charges. According to police, it started when 2 masked men armed with guns entered a garage where 2 men were playing pool and tried to rob them. A neighbor says he heard gunshots and ran to see if he could help.
And he said some guys came up and tried to hold us up. They held a gun to my head. He says, "Can you believe that?" And I said, "Jesus, right here?" And he said, "Yeah."
The intruders just happened to be at the home of a Metro police officer who had another off-duty officer visiting him at the time.
Well, in this case, they ran into 2 guys that were armed and knew what to do.
One of the officers began struggling with one of the suspects for his gun. The other officer pulled a weapon and fired several shots at both suspects.
Chester didn't fire first. The officers fired on him first. My fingerprints not on the weapon. They won't find my fingerprints on the weapon because I didn't touch no weapon. I didn't have no weapon.
Mitchell was hit in the arm and ran from the scene. He was later arrested when he sought treatment at Lake Mead Hospital. Johnson suffered gunshot wounds to the head and leg and was taken to University Medical Center.
Everything's on me, like I'm the bad guy, but I was just there at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Metro police are looking into Mitchell's claims that 2 other suspects actually devised the scheme and are still at large. And tonight, at least one of the officers is on paid administrative leave, and while investigators try to sort all of this out.
All right, thanks, Tina. Kathy?
More local news now. Thanksgiving visitors will be coming to the Valley just as hundreds of thousands are leaving. The Comdex convention ended today. It means 200,000 visitors and exhibitors are going home, but they have left behind millions of dollars spent at casinos, shops, and all the great restaurants. Hopefully, we won't face any weather problems this weekend. News 13 meteorologist Steve Gary is in Texas with your first forecast. Steve.
Kathy, things are looking better by the moment. In fact, there was a wind advisory for this evening. That has since been canceled. So if you're expecting some strong gusty winds out there, you're not going to find them over the valley. Temperatures will nonetheless be cold, getting down into the 30s by tomorrow morning. Mostly sunny skies and up into the mid to upper 50s by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The complete weekend forecast coming up when I come back in a few minutes. Ken and Kathy?
All right, Steve, and the Runnin' Rebels beginning their season tonight at the Thomas and Mack.
A home opener against a team from just down the road a ways. I guess Ron is here with the very latest on this.
Yeah, from Flagstaff. We got the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. They made the NCAA tournament last year, and the Rebels, of course, also made the NCAAs. Tonight they meet for their season openers. The Rebels with a few questions this year. Point guard, outside shooting. They had some of the answers tonight, and they had to like the answers they got. Great ball movement here, started by Danny Brotherson and finished by freshman LaFonte Johnson, who hits the three-pointer. This team actually showed some good patience on offense tonight, some good passing. One more time, it's Brotherson to Trevor Diggs this time. It's another three-pointer for the Rebels. Diggs with 18 points in the game. This team could be pretty good if they can hit that outside shot throughout the season. Kaspars Kabala has some fun here with some good ball movement again. He hits Dalron Johnson, who scores 15 points. The Rebels cruise over the Lumberjacks, 81-60. We'll have more highlights and post-game interviews during Sports Plus Friday Night Flights. Those highlights in about 10 minutes.
Good start to the season.
Thanks,
Ron.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ron.
Change of command tonight at the Tropicana Hotel and Casino. These executives are throwing in their suits and ties for different uniforms.
Vegas, find out if the local team survived, coming up next.
You're watching News 13 inside Las Vegas. Monday on Good Morning Las Vegas.
Thanksgiving is only a few days away. We'll bring you tips on buying the perfect turkey and cooking it to perfection.
Plus, a Monday makeover just in time for the holidays on Good Morning Las Vegas.
We'll see you then.
News 13's Weather Line, only from News 13 inside Las Vegas.
More local news. Some top executives at the Tropicana traded places with employees. The casino workers came up with this idea to vote on which bigwig would take what spot. The staff had to donate $1 to the United Way campaign. General Manager Hector Mons says being a change person for a day reminds him how very important each employee is.
I'm giving the executives to get the chance to experience what our employees go through every day. We're down here on the casino floor, rubbing elbows with the customers, delivering great customer service, and reminding of what our employees go through on a day-to-day basis.
He looked very good in that shirt, don't you think? 6 top executives traded places with staff members. Their positions range from cocktail server to a Follies Bergère cast member.
That is a good idea.
It's great. It's great. Walk in the shoes. Well, it's all-out war in Las Vegas tonight.
But in this battle to the death, we'll see no bloodshed, only broken machinery. Tonight, News 13's Kit Williams introduces us to the BattleBots.
I can go ahead and basically raise or lift the spear.
Las Vegan Bob Knissel is a BattleBot newbie.
I am a newbie, as we call us. I'm a newbie. Until your bot hits the floor of the box and moves, you're a newbie.
His BattleBot Killjoy cost a little less than some of his competitors.
This bot, believe it or not, is under $200. Wow. A lot of people have a lot of money, but I believe in recycling.
The spinning wheel of death.
BattleBots is a show on Comedy Central. The robots try to destroy each other with specialized tools while trying to avoid traps, pop-up weapons, and sledgehammers in the ring.
In the ring, it's about battle to the death and the destruction of the opponent. But back here, it's all about helping each other out, working together, making friends, and learning new things.
Everything is involved here. There's math, there's engineering, there's so many skills that they have in school. And when they do this, working on a bot, they learn it and they understand it a lot easier.
Knissel may talk about understanding, but he's ready to kill the joy of a 14-year-old girl and her champion Ladybug BattleBot.
I'm not going to destroy her, but I'll take a couple of chunks out of her plastic ladybug.
After all, the ultimate goal is to win. Kit Williams, News 13 inside Las Vegas.
The competition continues through Sunday at the All-American Sport Park. The BattleBots have their own website complete with all the competitors and every detail you can think of. Just go to our website, yourinsidelasvegas.com. Click on links and you'll find them there.
It's so nice to see Steve filling in tonight, but he might have to jump out of here and leave any second.
You're on call.
Well, this is my day off, typically, but Ted has a family.
You're on call
thing, and I have a
Expectant
family
parent
thing, too. That's
thing,
right.
yes.
We've got a new little one coming into the family, so I just hope that she arrives prior to when they get the election results in. A little faster than that, you know. One thing for sure, her name will not be Chad, I can guarantee. All right, folks, sunny and breezy. Here's your forecast. Good looking Sunday and Saturday coming up for you. Why? less wind. We're not going to see as much of it over the valley. Temperatures will primarily be in the 30s in the morning hours, and the winds will pick up a touch in the afternoon, but overall we're not expecting a real wind event to hit us through tonight, tomorrow. Yeah, a bit of a breeze at times, and colder than normal temperatures will be happening as a result of the jet stream that's been diving down over the western half of the country, now starting to slide its way out to the Great Plains, where we've got a lot of rain and snow flurries, also into the Great Lakes, back through areas of Buffalo, lake effect snow, cold weather, of course, back through the upper Great Plains. And this little area of high pressure over us is going to help us to warm up a few more degrees coming up over the next several days. We're going to get back to normal and a little bit beyond normal. That's right. By Sunday and Monday, temperatures should get back into the 60s, where we've been primarily in the 50s. Overnight lows, yeah, they were down to the freezing mark this morning. Our normal low, 42 degrees, and that's about where we are right now at this hour, 43 degrees with 37% humidity and not much wind out there, as we have been telling you. Throughout the day, there was the projection for some stronger winds into tonight, and the winds will pick up a bit into tomorrow morning, but it's not going to be nearly as strong as was earlier anticipated, so the wind advisory, of course, has been canceled. Tonight's lows, cold to the north, of course, in the teens into Reno and Salt Lake City, 40s to the south. We'll call it clear. A touch of a breeze picking up later tonight. Gusts could get up as high as 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 30s to the north, 40s in Reno, 70s to the south. In Phoenix, a touch of that warmer air starting to make its way up, and sunny and breezy conditions for us tomorrow with a high of only 57. But there's that 60-degree reading on Monday, or Sunday, I should say, at 63 on Monday. Looking pretty nice and warm going into Thanksgiving Day on Thursday. Lots of sunshine.
A little bit more seasonable, and that's what I like to see.
My wife likes Sunny as a name for the new little girl.
That would be lovely. That would be lovely.
Well, good luck.
We'll find out.
Hey, coming up this Sunday.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Some cool weather shouldn't keep all of us inside this weekend. News 13 invites everybody to come on out. The 20th annual Turkey Trot. It's Sunday in Summerlin. Let's hope it's sunny, too. Proceeds go to the Ronald McDonald House. Plus, we're having a supply drive for the Shade Tree Shelter. You can still sign up. There's a fun run, a 5K or the 10K race. Just go to the Summerlin Home Finding Center on Sahara and Town Center. Or you can get a printable registration form from News 13's website, YourInsideLasVegas.com. We hope to see you all out there on Sunday.
And hey, if you're up for seeing a movie this weekend, you can now check out the new releases on the screen, on some new screens. We'll show you the Valley's latest mega movie multiplex when we come back. Plus, there's a Grinch at the happiest place on earth. We'll take you to Wholando next on News 13 at 11. The movie industry is expecting a big weekend, and that's good news for the Valley's newest movie multiplex. Look at this. Century Theater's Samstown 18 is open for business tonight.
State of the art, the best sound, the best presentation that you can get. I mean, it clearly beats home theater, and it gives the viewer the better experience.
Even more multiplexes are planned for the Valley, like 14 screens at the Palms Hotel Casino going up at Flamingo and Valley View. Station Casinos has plans to open a 10-screen theater at its Green Valley Ranch location. It should be open in December of next year. And one big movie this weekend stars a grouchy Grinch.
Hollywood bigwigs expect How the Grinch Stole Christmas to steal top spot at the box office.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
We first met the green character 43 years ago. Now actor Jim Carrey has brought him back to life. It took 9 football fields of fake snow and more than 8,000 ornaments to bring Whoville to Who fans. Meantime, the happiest place on earth now has a Grinch in the neighborhood, just in time for the release of the new Dr. Seuss movie. Whoville is taking up residence at Universal Studios Orlando. The theme park's new Whobilation celebration premiered last night. The Whoville celebration is a seasonal offering by Universal Studios, only lasting through the end of the year.
Charlie's Angels could come back for round 2. Columbia Pictures is talking about a sequel to the box office hit. So far, the Charlie's Angels movie has made nearly $100 million since it opened 2 weeks ago. Big question, will stars Drew Barrymore, Cameron Diaz, and Lucy Liu return for an encore? And who's on their way to ball state championships? We'll have that answer coming up.
And as football winds down, basketball, that's just underway. Ron has highlights from the Rebels season opener next on News 13.
As I have said all along, we need to get a fair and accurate count to resolve this election.
Monday after Oprah. Al Gore wants the hand count included in the final tally, but the Republicans are saying enough is enough. Now, lawyers for the Gore campaign are going to the Florida Supreme Court. Will the rule of law determine who will be our next president? Monday after Oprah on News 13.
All right, the mission was clear tonight on Friday Night Flights. Win your game and you get a shot at the state title. A pretty big task for Gorman tonight, especially since they had to go up against the two-time defending state champs, undefeated Cimarron tonight. The Spartans strike first as running back Alex Gonzalez takes it up the middle. They would miss the extra point. Spartans up 6-0. Now it's Gorman's turn, and somebody better get quarterback Deontay Perkins, or he just might take it downfield for a score. Down the left sidelines he goes. Nobody going to stop him. And Gorman knocks out Cimarron tonight in a big upset, 35-21. They will host the Northern Region runner-up next Saturday in the state semis. The Sunrise Region Championship featured two Northeast Division powerhouses. You have El Dorado hosting Las Vegas tonight, and it wouldn't be Friday Night Flights without a live chopper touchdown. Eric Williams comes up with the catch and the touchdown. Devils up 12-0. But the scoring stopped for El Dorado in the second half. The Wildcats would close the gap. Linebacker Arturo James gets the pick and the return. Is he going to take it in? We wouldn't show it to you unless he did, probably. He does take it in. Late in the game, Las Vegas Wildcats, they've won 6 in a row. They got a chance to take the lead with this field goal. Comes up short. El Dorado holds on for the win, and that's the kind of thing that makes the coach pretty happy.
I'm just extremely excited. You know, I've come a long way with this program, and I can't say enough about what our coaches did to prepare our kids for this game. We're just extremely excited. We put El Dorado on the football map, and now on to Reno.
Okay, the Rebels leave for Hawaii on a 6